Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Naked Ask, where I have a little bit of raw talk with you about the power of asking, the power of all things having to do with making the kinds of asks that catapult you towards your goals. I'm Dia Bondi, long-time communications coach and hobbyist fundraising auctioneer for nonprofits that benefit women and girls, and creator of the program Ask Like an Auctioneer, which is really aimed at helping you ask for more and get it. So you can reach your goals more quickly using the tools and frameworks from auctioneering. And today I want to talk to you about the fact that asking big is energy producing, not energy depleting. Stepping up to an ask can feel like it might suck your energy to make that big ask, because it feels for some of us really intimidating. You know, even the first ask that I make on stage when I'm auctioneering feels like a really big leap and can feel like something that is going to make me shrink. Like it has the potential to shrink me a little bit. But if I step into it and I recognize that, like, right on the other side of that asking is confidence and a boldness and an energy that making that ask really produces. So yes, we spent a lot of time feeling that intimidation. In fact, it's the number one reason I get called for coaching. It's not like I'm not sure what to ask for so much as it is, I need to make a big ask. I have an idea of what it is, but it's so intimidating to me. I need to find a way to approach it so that I can actually do it, so I can build the confidence to have it come out of my mouth or out of the tips of my fingers if I'm writing it in a proposal. Here's the thing that happens. When we do step in and make the bigger ask on our own behalves, what ends up happening is not that it makes us feel smaller, even if we get a no. I mean, many women I've talked to, even when they get no's to the bigger asks that they make, they still get a strong production of energy just through making that ask. Because what we're essentially doing in that time is standing up for ourselves, for standing up for something that we really want, being an ally for ourselves. And in the framework of auctioneer, we think about being an agent for ourselves. So when we do that, we stand up for what we really want. When we stand up for ourselves, when we are the voice of ourselves, that can be incredibly energy producing and ends up being very confidence producing. You know, I hosted a salon here at my office a couple of weeks ago. Actually, it's been maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And I had a woman in there tell a story about standing up for a lease negotiation for her business that she was in. And the person she was negotiating with really ended up not being able to give her what she wanted, and she walked away from it. And she told me that, she told everyone in the room, 40 of us in the room, that even though she couldn't find a place where her need and her ask and his answer and his need could intersect into some kind of agreement, the fact that she stood up for herself and stood up for her ask was wildly energy and confidence building for her. And this is not surprising to me, because what we do when we ask big and we hold the line for what we really want, and even if we negotiate down from our initial ask, if we can find a place where we stand up for maybe what our minimum thing we'd accept in a negotiation, we know what that is, we can hold the line for that, we're essentially holding our boundaries for ourselves. We're establishing and holding boundaries for ourselves in a way that is what builds confidence. We don't always confidence comes from the act of asking big and seeing that on the other side of that is something that is generative, not necessarily depleting, even if you get a no for that individual ask. Because I'll tell you what, there is always another ask to make of a different person, of a different context, of a different need. There's always an ask after a no. So I just want you to trust that the biggest asks that are the hardest to make are not going to annihilate you. They're not going to zap your energy. They are very often going to do exactly the opposite. They're going to produce more energy, more momentum, and more confidence. And I hope that that is as true for you as it is for all of the women I've spoken to and coached around this topic. So thanks for being with me today. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well as Twitter, all at Dia Bondia, Diabondia. You can find me there, and you can DM me any of your questions having to do with upcoming asks that you have, how to make an ask, how to craft an ask that is actually aligned to your goals, who to ask. You can ask me any kind of question you have on DM and any of those platforms, and I'll answer them on my Q&A on my IGTV. That's where you'll find that. And you can get on my list for upcoming products and posts and appearances coming up. Things are going to be happening fast and furious throughout 2019, and you can do that by going to asklikeanauctioneer.com, or if you're watching this on mobile, you can just text the word ask to the number 66866, and you'll get on my list like that. So today's inquiry is, what would it be like for me to trust that on the other side of a big ask is more energy and more confidence? Okay, see you next time.